The man suddenly realized the money in his pocket had turned to ash. He immediately knew something was wrong, rushed back home by car, grabbed a handful of cash from the room, and threw it out the window. Sure enough, before the bills even hit the ground, they all turned to ashes too. To further confirm his suspicion, the man went back into the room, picked up Van Gogh's self-portrait and walked to the door. He held half the painting outside, and kept the other half inside the room. Sure enough, a few seconds later, the part outside had turned to dust. He instantly understood. Everything granted by a wish could not leave that room. Once it left, it would vanish instantly, which meant, no matter how much wealth they had, it was all useless, because none of it actually existed in the real world. To figure out the truth behind the wishing room, he ignored his wife's protests, grabbed a big hammer and started smashing the walls. When he broke through, he discovered the entire room was wrapped in a web of tangled cables. But Jack didn't stop there. He started smashing other walls in the room, and sure enough, he found more tangled wires inside. Even under the floor there were countless cables. Soon he found a strange drawing beneath some wallpaper. It looked like blueprints of the house. The dense lines represented those bizarre cables. While Jack tried to crack the secret, his wife held the child and got ready to leave. Jack rushed over to stop her, but he had no idea how to explain it to her. Seeing her silent husband, Anna still walked out the front door with the child. But Jack didn't stop her again. To him, that was the best fate for the child. As soon as Anna stepped outside, the child began crying. His skin changed instantly, and his shoes visibly aged in seconds. Hearing her wife's desperate screams, Jack rushed out and grabbed the child back. But in just those few seconds, the infant in her arms had already become a 7-year-old boy. Only then did the woman learn the truth. The child had to stay in the house forever if he wanted to survive. Seeing the boy's innocent eyes, Anna couldn't bring herself to tell him the truth. So in the following months, she gave him extra care, while also fabricating a lie. "You have a rare disease. You can't breathe outside air. You're only safe staying at home." But the more she said that, the more curious the child became about the outside world. Eventually, leaving the room became his new wish. He looked for every chance to sneak out. Luckily, the woman always caught him in time. Finally, she decided to board up all the doors and windows, and Jack silently agreed. In the days that followed, the couple argued more and more over the child, and they didn't realize the boy had overheard everything about the wishing room. Early the next morning, Jack suddenly discovered the crystal ball that was once shattered had magically reformed. Realizing something was terribly wrong, Jack quickly told his wife, and just then, the lights in the house started flickering. When they opened the wishing room door, they found an entire forest had appeared inside. Turns out the boy had made a wish and created a whole new world. But Jack felt extremely uneasy, so he grabbed the boy and dragged him out, angrily warning him to never enter that room again. Then he locked the room and hid the key. He told Anna the boy was a ticking time bomb. No one knew when he might wish for some kind of monster and have it eat them all. But Anna thought Jack was just jealous that, as an artist, his imagination lost to a kid. While the couple argued, the phone in the house rang. The boy picked it up, and on the other end was the old man from before. The old man immediately guessed the child was created by the wishing room, so he told Jack the ultimate truth about the room. If they wanted the boy to leave the house, there was only one way. They had to kill the one who made the wish. That's when Jack understood. The old man was also once a child created by the wishing room, so he had killed his parents to earn his freedom. Anna broke down after hearing that. She drove away from the house, planning to kill herself so her child could live. But she never had the courage to go through with it. After Anna left, a troubled Jack finally snapped under the child's endless questions and told him the truth. Told him he was just a creation, that he couldn't leave the room, not because of germs outside, but because he'd age instantly and eventually turn to dust. When the boy still didn't believe him, Jack dragged him to the door.
See what happens! Go on! You're not a real person. You're an idea.
Hearing that, the boy broke down, but as Jack calmed down, he soon realized this wasn't fair to the kid. They were the ones who made the mistake, so he apologized and stayed by his side. When Anna came back after calming down, she saw them both asleep and felt a mix of emotions. Maybe they could live like this forever. In the days that followed, the couple set aside their worries and made peace again, but they didn't know the boy watched them every day through the door crack, and he began to want his mother all to himself. So while they were sleeping, he secretly stole the key. When they woke up, they found the door wide open, and the boy's clothes scattered on the floor. Sensing something was wrong, they rushed to the living room, and just as expected, the boy had turned into a 20-year-old man overnight, his body covered in burn marks, meaning he had stepped outside. To grow up faster, he pointed a gun at Jack. He now planned to kill his father and take his place as Anna's husband, but Jack wasn't going down that easily. He seized the moment and lunged at him. They fought fiercely, but the woman was accidentally knocked out. When she came to, only her husband was there. Jack said he had thrown the boy outside, and he turned into ash. But was that really the truth? The woman suddenly noticed during dinner that her husband's eating habits had become exactly the same as her son's. What charged at the man again with the knife. The man flung the door open and used his momentum to tackle the boy, dragging them both outside. The boy realized he had been tricked. He stood up and tried to run back, but the woman slammed the door shut. The curse of the wishing room kicked in. The boy rapidly aged before their eyes. In just a few seconds, he had turned into a 90-year-old man. Seeing the look on the woman's face inside, he knew no matter how much he begged, the door would never open again. So he turned away and used the final seconds of his life to fulfill a wish even the wishing room could never grant. At last the couple's nightmare was finally over. A month later they had moved out of the villa and returned to a normal life. Inside a hotel room, the man came back with coffee, but the woman just sat there, frozen and refusing to open the door, because in her hand was a pregnancy test, and it showed she was pregnant. As the bedside lamp flickered, the film ended with the woman in sheer terror, leaving the audience with endless questions. Did they ever truly leave that villa? Was the man outside really her boyfriend? And who exactly was the child inside her womb?